And a pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is South Jersey Group 2 South semifinal. And these number 2 seeded Sterling Silver Knights taking on the number 3 seed West Deptford. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, Jimmy Kay going to be joining us shortly. Before we get into all the analytics of this, let's meet the Sterling boys soccer team.
Jimmy Zingaro, senior, midfielder, Stratford.
Matt Martin, senior, midfielder, Stratford.
Josh Moreland, junior, forward, Blackwood.
Mike Berkeley, senior, forward, Summerall, New Jersey.
Byrne, junior, forward, Broadmoor.
Joey Lomas, senior, goalkeeper, Winslow, New Jersey.
Baker John, junior, defender, Stratford, New Jersey.
Brayden Sheen, junior, center attacking mid, Stratford, New Jersey.
Mike Ermel, senior, midfield, Ball Springs.
Joshua Garcia, junior, midfield, Midwell, New Jersey.
Justin Burr, sophomore, defender from Blackwood.
Caleb Evans, junior, midfielder, Magnolia, New Jersey.
Ethan Revatus, junior, defense, Stratford.
Bob Toomey, sophomore, striker, Ball Springs.
Jake Camardo, junior, midfield, and Stratford.
Kevin Stubbs, senior, midfield, Stratford.
Sean Brantley, junior, midfield, Somerdale.
Jason Sadden, junior, defender, Stratford, New Jersey.
Tim Hall, junior, defender, Stratford, New Jersey.
Kevin Martin, senior, midfielder, Stratford.
Justin Mahoney, senior, midfield, Blackwood.
Current conditions here for this afternoon's game, absolutely amazing for soccer here in mid-November. 64 degrees, little breeze out of the north at 8, and low humidity, but mostly sunny. Not a cloud in the sky here today, which is great. We take a look at the bracket. All the top seeds, with the exception of the number 4 seed Haddonfield, who lost 3-0 to Cinnaminson last Thursday, advanced. So Delran Cinnaminson on the top half, the bottom half. This is a matchup you're going to be watching right here. The third time that these teams have met, and Sterling has won one and tied one against these West Deptford Eagles. As you look at the standings, Sterling on top of the Colonial Liberty, 18-2-1, 8-1-1 in the conference. Their only loss to Haddonfield and to the tie to West Deptford. And you look at some of these notes, Sterling leads the all-time series 12-10-2. And as I previously mentioned, this year a tie and a Sterling win for the Silver Knights. They've outscored their opponents' decisive margin, 52-7. West Deptford not too shabby themselves, 59-17, outscoring their opponents. And the winner will play Thursday either at Delran or host Cinnaminson, who won the coaches tournament just a couple weeks ago. We look at these leading scorers for this team, and Wiggles, it's Josh Moreland, has had a really great season and postseason. 13 goals, 13 assists on the year. Not to be outdone, Mike Berkeley, 8 goals. Jake Camardo, 7 goals, and just really spreading the scoring around quite a bit for these Silver Knights. And we took a look at the other side. Nate Schultes, keep an eye on number 9 for West Deptford in white today. A very impressive season. 53 points, 23 goals, 7 assists. Gavin Zazulak, 7 goals. Casey Todd, 7 goals as well. So they've got some offense as well. And Wiggles, it's going to be a really great game here. Real tough against this West Deptford team. They're going to be hungry here today.
Well, again, you saw those last two times they met up, only a 1-goal deficit out of the twice that they played. Of course, Sterling, again, was able to get that 1 goal when they needed it the most to win the division, of course. And this team has really been proven defensively and goalkeeper-wise that they are really strong in the back.
And joined in the broadcast booth by Coach K. Coach, first of all, congratulations on a thrilling win the other day. Probably not the way that you wanted it, but nonetheless, you get the dub and you move on.
Yeah, it was a great win. Thank you. Girls battled out, got out to a very important early lead, and found a way in the second half to bond together and make sure they held on to that lead.
And, Coach, looking at this game, you're looking at a team that Sterling is now playing the third time. How tough is it to play a team 3 times and come up with three decisions in the win column?
Yeah, in this side of the conference, very hard. I think you go by the old motto of it's hard to play a team 3 times and beat a team 3 times. We have 2 great programs here, 2 great coaches. Both teams play the game the proper way and will play hard. And I think, the deciding factor here could be home field. Our home field, I think, will be a good thing for us. So I'd rather have this game at home than on the road.
Advantage Sterling with the home field advantage here as the number 2 seed, at least for today. We'll see if we get any updates from Delran as the Pirates taking on the Bears in the top half of the bracket. We'll see if we can get some updates throughout the course of the game, but Sterling has to get through this one first in order to face 2 really good teams in Delran and Cinnaminson.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Cinnaminson has actually beaten Delran once this year.
That is true, and you guys will face, girls side will face Cinnaminson as well. Shot, and Varela comes off his line as giving chase is Mike Berkeley. Coach, give us a little preview of what to expect this time tomorrow.
Yeah, I think you look at the Cinnaminson squad, who is very similar to the Seneca squad we just faced. Very strong up the middle, 3 quality players. They too have a big scorer in Emma Fugel up top, number 5 for them, who is one of the top scorers in South Jersey. So, I think the Seneca game was great preparation for the same style play that we're going to see against the Cinnaminson, which is an attacking style through the middle.
And Sterling defeated West Deptford 1-0 to win the conference outright just a couple weeks ago. It seems like forever ago with the coaches tournament and the start of the South Jersey Group 2 tournament. Definitely gonna have to keep an eye on Nate Schultes in white, number 9. 23 goals, 7 assists. Very impressive year for Nate Schultes.
Yeah, Schultes is, sorry about that. Schultes is one of the top players in the conference. Sometimes, coaching the girls game, you don't get a big opportunity to see some of these boys' games, but I've watched a few on tape through our programming, and, it's fun to watch Schultes play. He's a high-energy player. Great speed, great finish ability.
Let's talk about the speed of Mike Berkeley there. Just tried to head that one forward. Really one of the fastest players on the team. The big debate over the last couple games that we've had on the air here. It's Channel 19 is who's faster, Timmy Hall or Mike Berkeley, and it's kind of a, depending on what type of distances we're talking about, whether it's full field or half field, it's good to have speed on the field, especially in those 2 guys.
If anything, I think Timmy Hall's just a bit faster than Berkeley.
Offside is the whistle there, and it'll be a free kick for the Eagles. Just about 3 minutes into this first half. Winner faces either Delran or Cinnaminson on Thursday. You can see a much bigger crowd this time around there. You see in the back part of your screen there, the students able to come out and support the team, which is awesome to see, at least for the last 29 minutes of this academic day. Hopefully they stick around. Maybe they come out for your game tomorrow as well, Coach.
Yeah, I hope so. We got weather's working out for us, it looks like. So we have 2 beautiful days for some great soccer.
Yeah, your weather the other day, not so good. Not so good against Pinelands.
Yeah, that was definitely a game there where you had some true, call it like fall English soccer.
But now and again, you will hear that gust of wind come through. Ball kicked forward. Burrell going to come off his line, scoop it up. And I think this is just a situation here, guys, of both teams just really trying to feel each other out, get used to the game, shake the nerves out a little bit. A lot at stake.
And you're not wrong with that. They played each other 3 times. Both teams have a little bit of chip on their back, but I think West Deptford has a little bit more of a bigger chip. They felt They've lost against Sterling for the division, and they want to prove that they can beat Sterling.
1-0-1 is Sterling against West Deptford. We'll find out what the full result is after the third game. Sterling obviously wants it to be 2-0-1 and move on to the South Jersey Group 2 final, which again will be Thursday. So far, Sterling controlling the majority of the play early on here. That's a good sign for Silver Knight fans. Maroney looking ahead for Berkeley, near side. Berkeley tries to move around David Wright, and it's cleared away, and it will be a Sterling throw. Timmy Hall right in front of us with the throw in honors, and what a great job that Timmy Hall has provided here for this boys team this year. He can do it defensively, obviously playing on the back line, but can also give you a little bit of offensive spark as well. Shot goes right off of Varela as Camardo got in there. Good save by Danny Varela, the goalkeeper. Coming into this game, 121 saves on the season. That's a big one right there.
Very much an important one. That ball almost comes out loose. Camardo could have easily just tapped that one in.
Speed of Berkeley tries to track that down, could not. And it will be a West Deptford throw, just over 5.5 through this scoreless first half.
I think another great matchup we look at today is the battle of two very strong goalkeepers. Danny Varela is an excellent keeper. Comes from a family of goalkeepers. His older brother was a goalkeeper at West Deptford as well. And our own Joey Lomas, who has been phenomenal this year. So, this is going to be one of those games to see which goalkeeper can outdo the other.
Break here for West Deptford. Here comes Bahati. Shot across, looking far side for Hartman. Hartman around Maroney. Maroney chips it right in the middle. Dangerous clearance there, but finds the foot of Matt Martin. Sent back in. Off McFadden.
Matt, that's you.
Wayman. One-on-one with Martin. Wayman, given time and space, finds Bahati. Schultes. Looking against Ermel. Decides to go far side.
And I think what the most important thing that Sterling has been able to do, as the cross comes in, is
swept away by Sterling's defense.
Is a way to shut down Nate Schultz. He's, by the looks of things, like he's the, in a way, center mid of like the leader attacker to set players up. And I think if you kind of slow him down, the team kind of slows down itself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, and we look formationally with our boys playing a 3-5-2, it generally strengthens the central of that midfield there. So it's going to be tough for Schultes to have a lot of operating space in that middle today.
Moreland given plenty of space now as Maroney. If he chooses, he does not. He goes right in the middle for Berkeley. He's surrounded by white shirts, and it will be cleared away. Back to Moreland. Moreland, one touch, taken away by Wayman, and it will be a Sterling foul and a West Deptford free kick. Quick restart. Casey Todd, 7 goals, 6 assists for 20 points on the season. They can't connect right there. It'll be a Sterling throw-in. Looking for Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin had a big goal this past weekend, as well as getting some support from the bench. Braden Sheehan gets himself a goal as well. So the depth in scoring kind of propels Sterling to the semifinal round.
It was a great game the other day against a very, I think, better than expected Oakcrest squad.
Yeah.
Oakcrest really played that game that day, and honestly, it was a tougher match than most people would think. Against with some of these seeds in with soccer, you never know like who's going to bring their A game a little bit more.
They say play on, shot in on Lomas, and he scoops it right up. That could have been a call there. We'll see if we get one more look at what could have been a call. And official right in the middle of the field was right there on it. And Coach, your thoughts?
I think early in the game, I think it was a good 50-50 challenge. I think you look at that matchup in there, you know, Jadis McFadden seems to be stepping up and pressuring Schultes a little bit as he comes in that offensive third, and that's going to be a great matchup all day. But, you know, this early in this big of a game, that's a no call for me.
Coach says it. We're going to go with it. He's the boss. Not wearing fluorescent green, though, today.
I like that coaching job. Much easier.
Yeah.
Much easier.
Far side opportunity now for Bassett. Bassett sends it over to the top of the bar and out of play for a goal kick. No subs going to check in. Just over 10 minutes into the scoreless first half. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, Coach K. Coach, you're going to be on just to our left here tomorrow, getting ready to go. What do you have planned for practice today? Obviously, the girls going to come out and support the boys. But what do you got planned for today? How do you get ready for St. Vincent?
Yeah, I think the key is just staying loose. You know, we talked a lot about entering these playoffs, just, you know, more so playing our game and fine-tuning our game than worrying too much about what other teams are doing. We have a good scouting report on St. Vincent. I think defensively we match up great with them, and I think that, you know, the balance in that game will be how do they match up with our offense. Our offense carried the play a little bit.
Martin goes far side for Maroney. It's deflected away. Be the game's first corner kick to the Silver Knights.
I think the Sterling boys team, a lot like our girls team, has been very, very strong on these set-piece corners. They have, you know, players like Berkeley, Kevin Martin, guys that can get in there and really attack the net and see if they can get one here. It'd be a great early goal to set the tempo of this game.
Moreland sends it. Not what he wanted there from Josh Moreland, but it will be a goal kick. Moreland, impressive season, 13 goals, 13 assists for 39 points on the year. He's obviously the key player on this Sterling team offensively. Coach, you had an interesting game this past weekend. Not the way you wanted it, but how did you calm the girls down after going up 2-0 early, and then they battled back and you found yourself in a 3-2 game late in the second?
Yeah, that was tough. I was almost one of those games where I think they did more of the calming down for me, and then than I was necessarily doing for them. You know, again, I think we didn't get in situations a lot like that this year, and it was great to see how they responded to a situation like that where you had a team that had the wind at their back, put some pressure on us, and that fourth goal that we got from Lily Burt was a big goal. That really got us, gave us some breathing room, and clock was on our side a little bit and helped us get out of that one.
McFadden sends it in, looking for the head of Berkeley. Inside, it's available, and a swing and a miss. But they're able to clear as West Deptford off the foot of Casey Todd. Headed forward, Osmond Body. Body again, as Sterling player is down. That's Mike Ermel holding the back of his head. No whistle just yet, and now there is a whistle. They'll stop the clock. 12:48 unofficially on the clock, and out comes Sean Clank. You can see Ermel down on the bottom part of your screen there. He took a tough collision there, and he was holding the back of his head. See if we can take one more look at it here. There, oh, he just hit the turf real hard.
Yeah, he caught his head hard on that one.
Anytime there's any sort of head injury, you have to err on the side of caution with those, especially those ones where you see this a lot in basketball as well. You see the kind of the recoil with the head hitting the turf here, and in the basketball we see it a lot hitting the court. Players going down. It's good to see that Mike Ermel is going to come off under his own power. We'll see what attention he gets. Right there. Oof. Not a lot of contact there, John, but just a kind of the recoil of the head popping up out off the turf.
Yeah, that's what they're. I think they were more concerned about was the recoil. Of course, there was no foul to be given there, of course, and it was just how he fell.
So we'll keep an eye on that to our right as he's getting some attention from our athletic trainer, Sean Clank. Play resumes. 13 minutes into this scoreless first half. Sterling with the only real shot on goal on Danny Varela. West Deptford still has yet to test Joey Lomas, and that's, I'm sure, the way Sterling would like to keep it.
And the best way to tell you're doing a good job is when the goalkeeper is bored.
Yeah, we saw that in your opener, Coach, against Pinelands. I don't think Alexis Hatfield touched the ball maybe once in that second half.
Yeah, I think we had to manufacture a save for her. She came off her line to grab one and kind of help them out. But that was our defense did an excellent job in that first game of keeping her duties light, and offensively, we produced 30-plus shots. So that was an excellent opener for us to get out offensively and set some tempos.
She may have been the coldest player on the field as well.
I believe that, probably 100%.
45 and pouring rain. Not a good combination.
It was not a good combination to be on top of the trailer either.
Yeah, John, you took one for the team up there, for sure. Camera Operator of the Year award goes to John. Oh,
nah, I think I'd give it to Sheree or Sam.
Yeah, that was a game where from our point of view, we were very thankful for our tech crew to be out there and taking the time to get us on the camera. That was not an easy day.
No, it was not.
To be working outdoors.
Or playing. I'm sure you would have preferred this weather. See, Jekyll and Hyde of fall weather here in Jersey. You get days like this that are gorgeous where everybody's wearing shorts and T-shirts. And then days like last week where it's 45 and pouring rain.
It just can never decide on what it wants to be. I feel like that's just a New Jersey fall thing, though.
Off Casey Dodd and out of bounds will be a throw-in. Sterling going to make a host of substitutions, as they often do. This time they're going to bring 4 players in. We look at the bottom half of the bracket yet again. See Sterling down there on the bottom. Defeated Oakcrest 3-0 last week. And then the winner of this game will face either Delran or Cinnaminson for the South Jersey Group 2 Championship on Thursday. If Sterling wins, obviously they will either travel to Delran or host Cinnaminson, who won the Coaches Cup tournament, who they saw. They lost that one 1-0 in a lopsided victory. Sterling controlled most of that first half, but then coming out of the half, Cinnaminson just absolutely dominated.
They really did, but of course you think, though, is that Sterling at that time played basically 3 games of soccer in a row, which is tough for any team or player to do, and Sterling held their own.
Yeah, that was a difficult stretch for them. Travel-wise, we traveled a lot of miles in a few days there, going back and forth to St. Augustine, and to have to come out and play that next day after that win, I thought that they played tremendous. I know, you think as a player and a coach sometimes in the back of your head you'd like to have one more crack at that one. You don't ever look a game ahead, but that's one that if we are victorious today, you kind of hope the Cinnaminson is as well, because you want another shot at them.
Similar theme here for West Deptford, I'm sure. They've had 2 cracks at Sterling, have come up empty. 2 regular season matchups, and now 1 playoff matchup. I'm sure they had this one circled from the start of the bracket. Matt Martin will hand it off to Jimmy Zingaro for throw-in duties. Fun fact, today's the 50th anniversary of Led Zeppelin 4 album debuting.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Moreland shot and just goes wide, so a little music trivia for you as we ramble on.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Keep here. 10 minutes hard, right? Robbie, same thing.
One more shot of Josh Moreland. Of course, Led Zeppelin 4.
Tell you, Josh Moreland really shows his technical side and that ability to change direction so quickly and get off such a good shot. He's a tremendous player. It's been a lot of fun to watch this year.
His footwork is amazing, and it's just great to see how he just creates space out of nothing, and he's able to, like, something like, with a player like that, it's always great to have him on a team.
Yeah, agreed. And the composure. I mean, he holds that ball with 2 and 3 defenders at a time on him in such a composed fashion.
Camardo. Check that. That's a shot from Devin Byrne. Moreland tries to flick it forward. And it's cleared away for West Deptford. Picked off by Timmy Hall, who's pinching in defensively. Martin. Near side, Toomey. Cleared away, but not out. Timmy Hall. Back pass. Good footwork and out of play. Some songs on that Led Zeppelin 1 or Led Zeppelin 4 album. You got Black Dog, Rock and Roll, Battle of Evermore, of course Stairway to Heaven, Misty Mountain Hop, Going to California, When the Levee Breaks. I mean, is there a bad song on that album? Because I'm pretty sure that there is.
I'll tell you that was a great album. Funny fact is, grew up in the went through middle school in the late '80s and graduated high school here in '91. That Stairway to Heaven, that was the slow dance song you wanted to get with your favorite girl to dance.
There you go.
Because that song lasted for a long time.
What a classic.
That's great to see that crowd over there, isn't it, guys? Look at that packed house over there.
It's just amazing to watch. Even for the football games, it's always great to watch.
Moreland given some space. Nice move. Moreland with a shot just goes wide. What some footwork out of Josh Moreland. Look at this. Are you kidding me?
Josh Garcia.
Whoop. Excellent play.
That would probably, he would want that one to go in. I think that would make it 10 times better.
I'll tell you, the lead up to that shot, and that shot hits the net, that's a big time goal, and that's a momentum type goal. You score a goal like that out there, that really shifts the confidence to your team's side.
Hey, Coach, your slow dance song, 8 minutes and 2 seconds long. That's a good duration for a slow dance at a high school dance.
Might be a lost art to slow dance in this day and age.
Or a couple skate, perhaps? You want to go roller skating days? Can we do
that? That really brings back some memories.
No more skating rinks, I'm told. We do have a corner kick. It's the second corner kick of the afternoon. Shot and right off the foot of Jimmy Zingaro, blocked by the defense of West Deptford and cleared away. And Zingaro got all that one, Coach.
Yeah, that was an excellent volley attempt there.
Justin Burr sends it inside the 18, headed away by West Deptford. And it will be a Sterling throw. Take one more look at it here, John.
You take a look. They're all getting ready. Sterling's going to bunch up, and then ball just bounces around, and Zingaro just unlucky that the defender was there.
That was Gavin Zuzalak on the block. Stubbs giving chase. The energy that Kevin Stubbs has provided off the bench this year.
Yeah, Sterling's bench depth has been great. I mean, you see right there, Jimmy had subbed in for Mike on the injury, and then we brought 4 more guys in. So, I mean, you're talking 5 guys off the bench, and if anything, the pace has picked up a little bit.
Shot off the bar. The rebound is available, and it is cleared away into the arms of Danny Varela. That one hit the bar about as square as you can hit it as Moreland just looked up and used the space, fired, chipped it.
And not to mention, just lucky on the rebound too on that one. He could have hit his back, and that ball could have just dropped into the back of the net.
He hit that about as square as you can in between the post and the crossbar, right where they intersect.
Yeah, and Josh Garcia almost played Johnny on the spot there. He fouled up that shot excellent and almost had a great opportunity to put the rebound away.
And that's one thing you tell your strikers as a coach is follow up on those shots because you never know what might bounce off and come to you.
Moreland looking across for Toomey. Toomey has space, and he just sails it high and wide as we go back and look at Moreland's shot that hit the post. Great look here from our camera right behind the net. Man, that was going up or not. It would have been a highlight reel goal there, Coach.
Yeah, beautiful shot. He had Varela beat clearly on that one.
Good effort by Varela, though.
And right now, Sterling coming with big quality shots on net, not able to capitalize, but you're kind of hoping soon with those big opportunities, you're going to find one in the back. Hopefully your team finds one in the back of the net.
This is the best start I've seen Josh Moreland have all the games we've done. He's on fire today.
Yeah, he looks dialed in.
Looked like Berkeley did the other day. Berkeley was dialed in. One more look at the breakaway here. See Toomey coming in. He had plenty of space, and maybe David Wright on the back check there a little bit. May have gotten a piece of it.
Yeah, just maybe enough to knock Toomey off balance a little bit, but he did a great job creating some space for that shot. And I was watching those guys hit balls in warm-ups, and Toomey was picking those corners out. So you give him another opportunity like that, I think that could pay some dividends.
Good flick ahead. Varela is right there, and he'll scoop it up. Sterling controlling, I would say, 70%, 75% of this gameplay so far, Coach. And it's kind of Sterling just really playing with a little bit more intensity, a little bit more fire right now.
I agree. Yeah, they really settled into their style of play. And I think, again, you don't realize on the other end sometimes how tiring that can be for the defensive side. You spend a lot of time defending, it really wears on you. So, it'll benefit Sterling to keep possession, keep the ball at their feet today, and gradually wear down at West Deptford.
Foul against Sterling. It looks like that foul is going to go against. They're going to stop the clock momentarily as Timmy Hall is down.
15-14.
Pair of 14s going against each other. Zingaro and Dawson Tilgman. Timmy Hall goes down there. And he comes up and jogs off. That's good news for Sterling. As Victor John checks back into the game. Look at the crowd here.
That's amazing. 6, 7, 8 people deep over there. That's great to see.
Hopefully they stick around for the second half. It's been entertaining.
Well, West Deptford will get a free kick.
No, Vic. Vic, you guys stay with him. Or switch with Robbie.
Free kick for West Deptford as they restart. Clock will start now. Inside the 18. It's available. Still inside the 18. Kicked away by Zingaro. Chance for West Deptford to get a throw in, and they will.
And Sterling can right now take a sigh of relief. That could have been really dangerous. And
that's a real good corner, or a real good free kick rather.
Almost ended up right there to Schultz, and that's the guy you don't want getting the ball in his foot in a situation like that.
Big throw-in coming from David Wright. Good throw-in near side 18. Off the head. And it's cleared away by Sterling for a throw-in. Another throw-in for West Deptford. Pretty much same spot, different side.
Yeah, these long throws are just as dangerous as a set piece in the game of soccer. I know on our end we're fortunate to have Tori Wilsey, who was such a weapon in the final third with these throws. We scored a few goals this year off of them.
Schultes to throw it in off the head of Kevin Stubbs. Headed back in by West Deptford. And Joey Lomas comes out, scoops it away from Gavin Zuzalak. One more look at it here off the head of Stubbs. Job by Michael Montecarlo for West Deptford.
Lomas does a nice little ballet twirl.
West Deptford getting a little surge offensively here now. As for the first, say, 22 minutes, it's been all Sterling. Good news is Mike Ermel looks like he's going to check into the game in the next whistle, so that's good news for Sterling fans. Mike Ermel going to go back to his midfield position after heading out with an injury, pardon the pun. Schultes gets around one, doesn't get around two. Justin Burr, great job defensively.
Yeah, Justin's a fun defender to watch. He's another defender that plays with tons of composure. He has good athleticism.
Zuzalak shot deflected, and it will be a corner. West Deptford's first corner of the game coming up.
Justin Burr, slow to get up, but able to get up now as
Berkeley, Martin, Camardo, and Maroney checking back into the game. Not before West Deptford's first corner is on the way. Gavin Zuzalak, 7 goals, 7 assists on the season. Will kick it away into the wind. Curving out off the head of West Deptford, cleared away.
Dangerous clearance there by Jimmy Zingaro.
Still not out yet. Turn fire by Casey Todd.
Time!
Plenty of time and space for Sterling to clear this one away, and they do. West Deptford's starting to get their legs underneath them offensively here, Coach.
Yeah, he definitely picked up the play last 2 or 3 minutes here and creating some good scoring chances.
Here's another one for Zuzalak. Zuzalak shot and just goes wide on the far side post. It will be a corner. I think Lomas may have gotten a mitt on it.
Yeah, it looked like Joey got a hand on that shot. Great save, if so.
Yeah, he did.
That shot was targeted for that far corner, and Joey Lomas came up big for the Knights.
Didn't miss by much. Get one more look at it here.
Yeah, you guys go. Come on. Jimmy, you got
Substitutions are going to check into the game as there's an injured player. It's Justin Burr is down inside the 18. Man, that just whistled wide.
Kevin defended. No stop. J-Mo. We're good.
Tale of two halves, really, of this first half.
Yeah, excellent shot by Gavin Zuzalak. That shot definitely was on target, and great save. Big job by Joey keeping us in this game.
6-8 inches the other way. That goes off the post and in. Justin Burr going to hobble off. Sophomore defender. That's promising future for Coach Marley's. A lot of young players on this squad, very similar to your squad. Good mix of seniors and underclassmen.
Yeah, nice balance. Nice balance.
Inside punched away off his line from Lomas. That's sent back in. That's a dangerous ball. Lomas. And they're going to call a foul.
Looks like
offside.
Looks like we got an offsides on that.
Yep, offside. Didn't know there was a push going into Lomas, but they got the offside call first.
One thing you see with Joey as a goalkeeper, he does a great job of commanding his box. He's not afraid to come out on balls like that and challenge in the air, and he's been very successful at winning those balls.
3/4 of the way through this first half, still scoreless in the South Jersey Group 2 semifinal. The winner faces either Delran or Cinnaminson on Thursday for the championship. Good run here for Schultes. Schultes surrounded, still controls. Camardo trying to track it down. Schultes the first one there. Goes off at Timmy Hall. Timmy Hall there defensively. Finds Kevin Martin. Had a goal in his last game. I believe he had the first goal. That would make it the game winner, technically, in a 3-0 game.
Kevin Martin did get the first goal. That came off a drop ball, actually.
Yep.
Of course, Mike Berkeley was the player down, but Kevin Martin with a nice chest the ball down and just rips off a nice shot.
Sheehan had the second. Who had the third?
It was Camardo.
Camardo had the third.
Camardo finished up the third, yeah.
That's a good insurance tally as well. They say that the most unsafe lead is a 2-goal lead. Would you agree with that, Coach?
It's so true. It's I don't know the mental impact of a 2-0 lead. I think somebody at one point made that saying up and it just stuck in. But again, that 2-0 lead, 1 goal, and that team's right back into it. It's so important at times to get that third goal. Even in our game the other day, we did come out. We got into halftime 2-0, came out and got that third goal.
Shot just goes wide. Varela may have gotten a piece. And he does. Another corner, third corner of the afternoon for Sterling on the way.
Again, Moreland just able to create space, and
that's a real nice save by Danny Varela. Really alert save, diving to his left.
That was a goal. That was a goal save.
Yeah, that was definitely going in. Danny Varela made a nice save for West Deptford there.
Burn on the corner, headed by Martin, right into the hands of Danny Varela. West Deptford going to make 3 substitutions. Luke Coombs, Nate Bassett, as well as Aiden Franz are going to check into the game at the next availability. Hall wins a 50-50 ball. Turns it right back over to West Deptford and Nate Schultes. Back for Wayman.
And that's what Sterling, we also kind of talked about earlier on the season, that Sterling has won those 50-50 balls a lot more than the past couple of years, and this team has really proven that, why those 50-50 balls are important to win.
West Deptford in the last, I would say, 15 minutes or so, Coach, has really leveled the playing field, where it was all Sterling for the first 22 minutes of this first half, and now West Deptford with a little surge.
Yeah, the Eagles have definitely leveled things out here, creating some opportunities on their end. Taking a little bit of pressure off their defense there. It's hard to defend the Sterling team as consistently as they were right there. I tell you, Sterling does a great job of pressuring the ball. You watch there prior to that throw-in. The motors are nonstop. They're constantly pressuring, forcing teams to have to be right on point with their passing, causing turnovers all the time.
1-0 Delran. With about 15 minutes left to go in the half. So an update from the top half of the bracket. Delran holding serve right now. The winner of this game will travel to Delran if that result holds.
You talk about a home field advantage. The Den, the Bears Den, I think as it is called, is such a historic soccer pitch. Coach Mike Otto spent years there building that program up to be one of the best in the state. And, he just recently retired last year, but that program is, hasn't lost a beat. It's a great team, great program, and an even tougher place to play.
Drew Roscos with the goal for the Bears. Coach, you're nodding your head, a name you know?
Yeah, Roscos, a heck of a player. It's like I said, I coach the girls' side, but I love following the game, especially the high school game. And, you hear the names and the names stick in your head of who these great players are. And Roscos is definitely a deadly player for them when it comes to offense and scoring.
And their fans show up, for sure. We played many a game there from the boys' side and the girls' side, and their fan base is rabid out there.
Yeah.
Really, really cool field, too. Kind of tucked away behind the school.
Yeah, a lot of tradition, a lot of great soccer tradition there. When you date back, we know in the girls' side you had the great Carly Lloyd, who was a player there and came through the Delran program. And, you have players, if you really want to date back a little bit, such as Peter Vermes, who was a phenomenal player in South Jersey who came through Delran. And the list goes on and on. I can name dozens.
Of course, Carly Lloyd just retiring. Had her final game in the local area over at PPL Park. I think they call it something different now. I'm used to the PPL Park. Shot from distance is high and wide over the cage.
I think I still slip out a spectrum when I'm talking about the Flyers.
Yeah. The Core State Center, maybe.
There's a great opportunity for West Deptford. Nice ball into the middle, got a free look.
Get a chance to go one-on-one with Joey Lomas just at halftime, so make sure you stick around for that. Some of our sports broadcasting students got an opportunity to go one-on-one with the players, walk some of the pitch, and get to know Joey Lomas off the soccer field. That'll come up in the next 4.5 minutes or so. Still scoreless here from Sterling. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, Jimmy Kay, the coach, taking some time before he goes to practice to come over and analyze this one with us. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's
You get to see how the other half lives here.
Right. I'm always envious, that sometimes it's fun to watch the game from more of a relaxed perspective, just so you can really, truly see everything that's going on.
And no pressure on us. Pressure's all on you tomorrow. We're undefeated.
True.
Some would argue.
You guys seem much more composed the other day when I looked over at you as that third goal went in for, against us.
It was a fun game to watch to the very end. It was a close game, and no matter what, I always enjoy a very close game.
Well, I listen, guys. I was away for that game, and I was watching from Virginia, and 2-0. I'm like, all right, we're good. And then people were texting me like, hey, you might want to turn this one back on. I'm like, uh-oh, why?
Yeah, they, we talked about that with the girls.
Coach?
Yeah, girls looking ready over there. We talked about that. I think both the boys' side and the girls' side this year had a lot of success defensively and not getting in games where you're letting up a lot of goals. And, you let up 1, 2, 3 goals. It's not commonplace for us. And how we react to it to stay strong, not get demoralized is important. And, and again, nothing against that Seneca team. That's as good of a team as we've played this year, and we've played a pretty difficult schedule. So, I was really impressed. Gabby Miller, number 8 for them, is a sophomore, and that's a kid we're going to hear about a lot the next 2 years. She's one of the best players in the area, and she showed it.
Substitutions going in for West Deptford. Zuzalak and Schultes checking back into the game. Again, our next TV game, as we alluded to earlier, going to be this time tomorrow. Girls going to take on Cinnaminson, 2 o'clock. Winner goes to the championship. We'll have it live for you here on YouTube starting at 2 o'clock. 2 minutes remaining unofficially here in this scoreless first half. It's been a chess match. I think that's the best way to put this one, Coach.
Yeah, agreed. Both teams are really, you see many teams taking chances, playing a good, solid defensive game, staying in their shape, and, not giving up too many chances. Again, I think the best of their chances have gone to Sterling here right now, and West Deptford's, fortunate not to be down 1 or 2 in this one.
Very quiet from both benches, too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. Colonial Conference rivals. I thought it'd be a little bit more chatty. Moreland.
Yeah, I think you have 2 composed coaches. You have a lot of different coaching styles, and I joke with Coach Marley's a lot. I'm probably a little more animated on the sidelines than he is, but he really. One thing I admire about him, and you learn from him, is he stays focused into the game, keeps his kids
Moreland
on a great level.
Shot save right into the belly of Varela from about 25 yards out, and again, that's probably the 3rd or 4th shot on goal for.
Excellent
Josh
shot.
Moreland, a great strike by Moreland.
Moreland just using his footwork, able to pass the ball back to Devin Byrne, a couple 1-2s, and then the shot out of nowhere, just brilliant from Josh Moreland.
He's had a real strong first half, Josh Moreland, making his presence felt. He's had some good looks and even created some looks for himself.
Yeah, you can see he's on top of his game today. West Deptford's going to have to game plan for him in that second half, because if they don't, he's going to break this game open.
Moreland, 13 goals, 13 assists on the season. Going in the middle of the field, Schultes looking ahead for Casey Todd. Todd, dispossessed. The defense of Sterling, here comes McFadden.
That's an excellent ball. I almost got through there.
Picked off by Wright. Wright sends it forward, looking for Schultes. And that's going to be the end of the first half. No score here from the South Jersey Group 2 semifinal. West Deptford and Sterling. We'll get to know our goalkeeper, Joey Lomas, at the half. You're looking at live coverage, Sterling. Boys soccer, semifinals, South Jersey Group 2. We're back with second half action right after this.
felt like a surprise because going into the season, I wasn't chasing the record books. I was more just chasing the conference title, which we have a chance to win today. And overall, just joy.
If you could go back to any moment this season, what would it be?
My favorite moment would probably be the Haddon Township game at night with a lot of fans, and we won 3-0, and it sort of let everyone know that we were a real contender this year.
How does it feel to possibly break history with the girls winning the title and you guys might be winning the title?
It feels good because, like, it's going to be in the record books, and I know that the record I broke has been in there since 1980, so I know it's going to stand for a while, and people are always going to think back to this year and think about what I've done and what our teams have done.
All right, thank you. I'm Robert Carter. This is senior goalkeeper Joey Lomez. This has been another segment of Know Your Nights.
What's up? I'm DJ Wagner, and I play for Camden High. I got vaccinated against COVID-19 so I can protect my teammates, coaches, family, and friends.
I got my shot because I know the truth. The vaccine works and saves lives.
With the Delta variant spreading, we need you to get off the bench and get in the game.
No excuses.
The vaccine is the best way we can protect our community.
This is your shot.
This is your shot.
Make it count.
For a list of free vaccination locations, visit CamdenCounty.com/vaccine.
We all have places to go, people to see, and things to do. But while on the move, it pays to be street smart. Summerdale is home to several heavily traveled streets, busy intersections, and bustling shopping centers. When crossing the street, don't take the risk. Always use crosswalks and look for the walk signs. When driving, be aware of pedestrians and always stop for people while in a crosswalk. It's the law. Please pay special consideration when children are present, as well as when our students are traveling to and from school, as many of them commute on foot every day. For all of us, while walking, biking, or driving, please pay attention and put down the phone. In the time it takes to look at your phone, accidents do happen. Let's be safe and recognize our surroundings, as well as our fellow travelers. Summerdale is a proud partner of Street Smart New Jersey's pedestrian safety education campaign. Learn more at bestreetsmartnj.org. And let's be street smart, Summerdale.
Where were you? You were supposed to meet me at my locker.
I had to get my books.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Can I live with you? Sure. Sorry for being mean to you, Vaughn. It's okay, Leah. I love
To the facts and supportive of the fiction. What should you believe? Believe the facts. COVID-19 is a real problem, and here's how you can do your part. Social distancing works. 6 feet apart from everyone. Proper mask placement prevents the virus from getting in and out, and lets you breathe normally. And if you're not near a sink, you can use hand sanitizer to kill the virus before it can keep spreading. But whenever you can, wash your hands. Soap, water, happy birthday. You know the drill. Let's help each other get through this. Stay safe, stay healthy, and go to cdc.gov for more information.
If you're struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of coffee. You say, "Hey, would you like a cup of coffee?" And they respond with, "Thank you, I'd love a cup of coffee." Then make them a cup of coffee. However, if you ask them, "Hey, would you like a cup of coffee?" And they answer, "I'm not sure," you can make them a cup, but be aware that they may not drink it. If they decline, this is the important part, don't make them drink the coffee. Just because you made it, that doesn't mean that you're entitled to watch them drink it. If they say no, don't make them coffee to begin with. If you can understand how utterly ridiculous it is to force someone to drink a cup of coffee, and recognize when someone doesn't want coffee, then how hard is it to understand it when it comes to sex? Whether it be coffee or sex, consent is everything.
So I played club soccer, and it was like 2020 when like COVID first started. I had to play a tournament with my mask on, and this kid, he was like 6'5", playing center mid, and he pulled down his mask, and he looks at me and he goes, "You're small," and laughed at me because I tried to mark him 160, and it was the most disrespectful thing anyone's ever done to me. So.
My most embarrassing sports moment is probably when I was in 3rd grade. I was playing up in a basketball game with like some 5th graders, and I shot the ball on the wrong basket, and not only did I do that, but I also airballed the shot.
When I was 8 years old, I was playing goalie, and I ran straight into the post and broke my nose.
Probably like trying to kick the ball, completely whiffed and just fell on my face.
My first game in goal, killing the other team threw the ball in, and it bounced in front of me, went over my head and in the net. And I'm so embarrassed because that's like the worst thing that can happen as a goalkeeper, especially in your first game, but it didn't count as a goal.
Tried to clear a ball, and I hit it to my teammate, and then he caught it with his hand. His name's Josh Moore.
My teammate kicked the ball at me during the game, and I caught it.
When I was younger, I forgot my cleats to a game that was an hour away.
Getting cracked in football and quitting.
Me getting bodied against West Deptford my freshman year.
Probably scoring an own goal.
How many shots I missed my sophomore year?
My most embarrassing sports moment would probably have to be when I face planted on the court playing freshman basketball. Scoring an own goal in a championship with Beach Blast.
Probably getting ran over by my coach last year.
Probably playing with Justin Maroney.
I was playing imaginary basketball with my friend Jimmy, and he made me fall without the ball in his hands.
Tripping over my feet on a breakaway.
As a kid, I kicked the ball up in the air, and the wind took it, and I scored an own goal. Yeah.
Missing a wide open net.
Going to kick the ball and whiffing. Yeah.
Back to live second half action here on Channel 19. Scoreless as we enter the second half between Sterling and West Deptford. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, and the coach, Jimmy K. Update from the top half of the bracket. Delran currently leading Cinnaminson 1-0 at the half. We'll bring you updates as they become available. Delran, the #1 seed in this South Jersey Group 2 tournament. If Sterling wins, actually, it doesn't matter who wins this game in terms of if that result holds. Delran will host throughout. We talked at length a little bit about how tough it is to play there, Coach. Just a real tough atmosphere there with the tradition and the students coming out. And
yeah, that's definitely a pitch there in South Jersey that's not easy. It's
soggy too.
Yeah. But mind you, when you have to head to play Duke at Cameron Indoor, it's, that home field advantage is amazing.
Are they allowed to retire jerseys? Would they retire Carly Lloyd's jersey if they haven't already?
It's funny you bring that up. Like my daughter asked me in the game, like, would they retire her national jersey? And I said, like, at that level, you generally don't see jerseys retired just because the numbers play such a significance to the position area you play on the field. But I could. That's a great question. I mean, I think that's one that is worthy of retirement if there is going to be one.
I would agree.
Well, think about it with Barcelona. With a lot of number 10s playing on that team, of course, they have not retired that number. So I wouldn't be. Soccer is not one of those ones where you retire numbers.
Yeah, agreed.
McFadden sends it wide. Nobody home for Sterling. Closest man there is Martin. Still controls. Shot deflected away. Moreland from distance sends it wide to the left of Danny Varela, but a good start here for Sterling in the opening 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's good to see the Knights come out here and try to, again, establish the tempo and the pace of the game. And, this could definitely be a game that's a one-goal game. And, both teams strong defensively. Both teams have strong keepers, so that first goal is going to be important.
If Carly Lloyd wore the same number throughout her entire career.
That's a good question. It's funny. A great story about Carly Lloyd was I guess there was two really strong players that came in that similar time. The other was the former Bishop Eustace coach. Her name's Erica Boo Schubert, and Boo was actually scored more goals and was probably the more decorated high school player when you look at statistics. But then you see what Carly did post high school and after college, and her game. She really matured into her game later in life. But that's a good question. That's one I know my wife had played against her when she played for Sterling and they played Delran, so I'll have to see if she remembers that.
West Deptford with an opportunity. Zuzalak looking in the middle. They go back. Shot from distance. Going to skip right into the arms of Joey Lomas. But after the first 2 minutes, West Deptford finally gets an opportunity. It's a dangerous ball, too.
Yeah, it's a great challenge by Victor John there to get out there and not to contest that shot.
Yes, boys.
Maroney. Ahead for Garcia. Berkeley with speed. Berkeley shot and just goes wide.
Good job, Burke. Good job,
Look at the burst of speed here from Mike Berkeley.
Deflection, boys. That's us.
Yeah, and Berkeley showing the strength of his game, his ability to take that first touch with pace and create opportunities. He's been great with that all year.
I believe they say it took off a deflection, so it's going to be a throw-in.
No, I get it. I know exactly what you're doing. Go ahead, Blue.
Throw in for Sterling. Trying to find a head of Berkeley. Garcia there. It's available. A whistle. And it will be a foul.
A little bit of pushing from Sterling.
Something we didn't see a lot of, that grittiness in the first half. Now starting to, obviously with the barometer raised here a little bit. And I think you're going to see a little bit more of this as this game progresses.
Yeah, definitely. I think these two teams, like you said, they know each other so well. And, you know, as the play loosens up and, you know, the physicality of the game is probably going to come out in the tempo as well.
Well done, Matt. You got time.
Martin with time and space. Goes to Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin, midfield. Wide for Maroney. Maroney chips it forward, looking for Moreland. Picked off there by Wright, who's been all over the field defensively for West Deptford. Real good job today by David Wright. Maroney giving chase. Chips it forward, looking for Zuzalak. Zuzalak just a little too strong. Lomas all over it.
Excellent ball there by Keith Wayman, building the attack from the back there. Joey Lomas did a great job coming out and preventing any type of trouble in that final third.
I feel like this is the kind of game that has that he who blinks first loses almost kind of mentality. First mistake is so crucial, which is why you got to stay sharp mentally in this game. Know your marks. It's been a pretty evenly played game so far.
Inside, get him inside, Matt. Yes, well done.
And I want to mention, though, when the girls, though, was getting ready for the for you guys' game, of course, against Seneca, the boys came out early, around like 9 o'clock, to practice on penalties shots. So it's going to be wondering if they were practicing just for a case that this game does go to penalties.
Yeah, I think you know, the deeper you get into playoffs, the more that becomes a possibility because the play levels off with both programs. And I know, you know, on our end, we've spent a lot more time on that last few practices, really trying to concentrate down to who our top penalty takers will be if we get into that situation tomorrow.
Apparently the students, or the players, were the ones that initiated that. It's good to see. Bassett. Losing possession there is Todd, and it will be a Sterling throw. Good job defensively by Victor John and Matt Martin. Garcia spins back into play. West Deptford keeps it in. Maroney sends it forward, looking for Berkeley. Off of Wright. Not David Wright of New York Mets fame. Make a baseball reference in a soccer game. I'm sure Coach K would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Another throw in for Sterling. 8.5 into this second half. Still scoreless here from Sterling. Winner faces either Delran or Cinnamidson on Thursday.
And do we know what time that game starts?
It'll be a 2 o'clock start. Now with the clocks going back this past weekend. By the way, if you have not set your clock back yet, you're late to the party. And late to everything today.
Actually, no, you would actually
be early. Be early.
Yeah, true. I think the biggest ones you look at there is like the microwave clock and the car clock, you know? Technology does it for us on most aspects today.
Yeah, you Apple everything.
Good work, Matt.
Matt Martin with a great win there. Matt Martin, number 10, is a great two-way player for the Knights. You see him both on the defensive end and the offensive end,
Moreland
creating opportunities.
Tries to center there. Berkeley. Maroney. Good job defensively by West Deptford, chipping that one ahead. And there's going to be a whistle and a foul against Sterling.
That was going to be one on Maroney. The ref was playing advantage on that play. Just can't run into the player like that.
Victor John. Good job defensively. Got plenty of space and time in front of him. Looking ahead, trying to connect with Garcia.
Hey.
10 minutes in to this second half, still scoreless.
On this touch back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on.
His pass to Schultes. Schultes gets around one. Schultes drawing a lot of attention. Hit hard there by Maroney and swept away by Timmy Hall.
West Deptford's bench does not like that call.
Yeah, it's twice now you see Schultes attacking into that final third. And
take one more look at this one, Coach. And foul, yes, no?
I mean, Timmy Hall's doing a good job there. Let's see. I mean, that's a close one. I mean, you know, Justin Maroney comes in there and you have to make contact with that ball. And a lot of times what you'll see is they'll let that. If you come up with that ball first, they'll let that play go, and it's tough to see if Justin made contact on that play or not. Good thing is that if that was a foul, that gives West Deptford a free kick about 19 to 20 yards out, and that's something that we don't want to happen in the 0-0 game.
Starting to make 4 substitutions: Zingaro, Camardo, Stubbs, and Sheehan, as well as Devin Byrne going to check into the game for Sterling.
Again, I think this will be interesting in the second half to see how West Deptford adapts to Sterling's depth. Sterling's coming off the bench with 4 and 5 players, and you know we haven't seen that same amount of kids coming off for West. Yeah, that's a great ball. That's a great ball. On sides, awesome run.
Byrne just tried to get a flick on it, just couldn't get enough. Would have been a tough play for Devin Byrne for sure. Sheehan.
No foul. Force him back.
One-on-one against Schultes, and Sheehan draws the foul. Starting to heat up on the coach's side. 0-0 game, about 13 minutes in.
Yeah, I think you know, West Deptford side's looking for any opportunity they can get here. You know, if you can get a set piece, a foul call in a good range where you can create a scoring opportunity, they'll take it.
Hall from the far side throws it in. Headed away by Ermel, who was injured in that first half, comes back in. Good to see him back in the game. Foul against Sterling. Goes against Berkeley, and it will be a free kick.
You see Berkeley comes heavy on this challenge and just kind of knocks down the player.
Still 1-0 Del Ran on the top half of this Final Four bracket. Ball a mile up in the air. Good corral there by West Deptford. Sent forward. Onside play. Lomas sprints out to his left. Slides and shields it away.
Yeah, great play defensively there to hold that runner off, and Joey did a great job again reading that play off his line.
Off the head of Ermel, right to the foot of Zuzalak. Wayman. Being pressured by Byrne, just gets rid of it in time. Hard foul there by Stubbs. They're going to stop the clock. That's going to be a card on Stubbs.
Yeah, that was a late tackle by Kevin there. Got in a little bit late. You know, plays like that, listen, if you're going to foul, you want to foul in the midfield like that. But you also want to make sure that sometimes a hard foul can, like as you can hear, get the fans into it. Just want to keep your composure, be smart. It's a 0-0 game.
That yellow card comes in the 15th minute rather, in this second half. And like you said, Coach, it's from distance, so it's not like it's happening 20 yards away from goal or closer.
Peace. Yeah, in the game of soccer is always, you know, we always talk about the importance sometimes of fouls. Oh, there's a ball scooting around.
And it goes into the back of the net off the set piece. West Deptford leads this 1-0 on the goal by Jake Hartman.
Wow, that was a, we can take another look at this one and see. This ball took a strange bounce in there. Looked like, yeah, maybe, you know, ball took a tough hop, caused a little bit of confusion for our keeper in our back line, and, you know, results in a goal for West Deptford.
Pinballed around inside the 18, finds a foot.
Yeah, that's a tough break. I mean, that's a good break for the Eagles, but a tough break for the Knights. And you know, again, you talk about the importance of, you know, set pieces, and you know, we speak about that a lot on the girls' side. That we don't want to foul in that final third. We don't want to give up corner kicks. We don't want to give up set pieces because it's such an important part of the game. And it opens up a big opportunity to score. So let's see how the Knights respond to this. They've showed, you know, that they've gotten down early in a couple big games this year and had the ability to fight back.
For Hartman, that's his second goal of the season. And this is the first time that Sterling has trailed this West Deptford team all season long.
And you talk about the importance of the first, you know, the first 5 minutes after a goal. You know, you want to come on both sides. You want to come right back out. It's important for Sterling right now to pick up that momentum and try to come right back here and to get back into West Deptford. You don't want to allow them to establish any tempo or rhythm here.
This goes off of Camardo's foot twice, right to the foot, right place, right time for Jake Hartman.
Yeah, talk about that. Unlucky break for the Knights.
Just when we were talking about earlier that the yellow card from distance may not have hurt you, it actually helped set up the goal.
Yeah, it did. It did there. It was a great ball, and I think West Deptford has shown, you know, a couple shots from distance today where they've served some good balls into the box, and something that we have to be careful with.
Byrne trying to stay onside. Good defense there by Keith Wayman.
Basically almost just doing the splits.
The butterfly goaltender splits.
Great work by Berkeley there. Get a turnover here for the Knights.
Kevin Martin and Josh Moreland going to check back into the game for Mike Ermel and Braden Sheehan. If you're just joining us, West Deptford strikes first on the goal after the yellow card, and take one more look at it. This is off of a yellow card from Kevin Stubbs.
Yeah, unlucky. You know, goal starts from that header that, you know, took a bounce back towards our goalie and just gave our defense a little bit of trouble there.
Zingaro. Wayman. And that's going to be a foul on Kevin Martin.
You know, again, I think we have plenty of time left in this game. I think for the Knights, it's just important to not press, play your game, be smart. You know, where we talked about the game not being very physical early on, you don't want to change, you know, the aspect of the game here where you start to play physical, you start to press too much, you know, you get on the other end of being called for fouls. Just stay composed, play the system of play you've played, and you're going to get your opportunities. We showed in the first half getting 3 or 4 quality opportunities, and they have to get back to that here.
I think the next 5-6 minutes is going to be really important, like you said here, Coach, and see how Sterling responds. Free kick here for Sterling. Matt Martin.
Yeah, Knights just
Camardo, excuse me.
Knights don't want to force here. Just, it's a great opportunity. Similar spot from the West Deptford free kicks. Let's see if we can take advantage on our end. We have some great players that can get up in the air, and let's see if they challenge Danny Varela here.
Justin Burr to take the free kick for Sterling with Jadis McFadden backing him up. Good ball by Burr. Off the head of Berkeley. It's available for Byrne. Good job by Danny Varela to come off his line and sweep it away.
That's a great play by Varela and great flick on there by Mike Berkeley. Again, there's a great opportunity, and we want to build off that.
18 and a half in. Almost halfway through this second half. Timmy Hall starting to ramp up the intensity. A couple slide tackles and then being able to get away with Zuzalak. Camardo. Martin looking for Berkeley off the head of Wayman. All the way back to Jadis McFadden.
Yeah, that's a good ball by Jadis. The Knights want to try to open this field up and not play compact. See if they can stretch this West Deptford team out and create some open lanes.
One more look at that play right here.
Yeah. That's a great flick by Mike Berkeley. Puts the ball into a dangerous area.
Byrne, that's a
great run by Byrne.
Devin Byrne's been right there. He's just a little too late.
I tell you, Varela makes a great play there. He stays on his line. That's probably a goal for the Knights.
That ball goes out. It's going to be a West Deptford throw-in as Sterling and West Deptford are going to make a pair of substitutions. Josh Garcia and Rob Toomey coming in as Mike Berkeley and Devin Byrne coming out by the looks of things.
Halfway through this second half, 1-0 West Deptford. Kevin Stubbs got himself a yellow card for, what do you say about Coach, about 40 yards out? And right on the restart, Jake Hartman, right place, right time for West Deptford. Puts it in the back of the cage, past Joey Lomas. And that's the only tally on the score sheet right now. 60 minutes in.
Yeah, I think you're going to see, West Deptford even here, committing a lot of numbers back.
Foul on Toomey, who just checked into the game. Clear foul there.
That's where we want to be smart, and not foul too deep. We want to make it hard for West Deptford to get out of that end, and you give that deep foul in that corner, gives them an easy out. See if we can pressure West Deptford into some turnovers. The Knights maybe get some opportunities.
Again, halfway through this second half. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, John Hallwood, Coach Jimmy Kay. Coach, you're going to be in this spot less than 24 hours from now.
Yes.
Cinnamon, who is trailing Delran on the boys' side on the top half of this bracket. Schultes, always dangerous. Picked off by Burr. Good step by Burr. Comes back to Schultes.
Yeah, it's good to see Burr back out there. He got injured and sat out most of that first half. He's definitely a player for them that you need in the back.
Toomey looking in the middle, picked off by Humes. Togman. Matt Martin did not commit the foul there. Good job by Matt Martin. As Berkeley going to check back into the game the next opportunity.
Yeah, it's a good move for the Knights. Berkeley provides a ton of energy. We've seen it in big games this year. I mean, great game-winning goal against St. Augustine. His motor runs nonstop the whole game, and he brings a lot of energy to the team.
Casey Todd going to check back in. So Victor John just stepping to the scorer's table. Schultes. Straczynski. Back to Schultes. Schulte splits 2 defenders. Taken down, it'll be a foul.
You know, again, that's a tough foul. You know, Knights want to be careful here. You want to give West Deptford any opportunities to create more scoring opportunities or extend this game.
Zingaro on the foul. Keith Wayman to take the free kick. Wayman boots it away. Here comes Lomas, punches it away. He's down, and 2 players go down. It will be a foul.
Timmy, I think
Timmy Hall goes down.
Yeah, I don't know if Joey caught him on that. It was a great play off his line. Yeah, it looks like Joey and Timmy collided on that play. But great play by Joey Lomas to get out there and defend that ball. And again, Timmy Sell.
One more look here from our perch.
You know,
the bird's nest.
Timmy doing a great job here defensively too. You know, selling his body out so that he can help Joey get out for that save. You know, he does a good job and takes one for the team there. But that's a huge play by Timmy as well. Not to back off of that.
Dawson Tillman checks out. They've stopped the clock, obviously, so we get one more look at it here.
Again, another dangerous ball by West Deptford. Really, you know, they're playing balls into an area where they're forcing Joey Lomas to get off his line, and they're forcing our defenders to work back. And that's, yeah, it's a dangerous combination sometimes when your defenders got to work back.
Looking at the right shoulder, right arm of Timmy Hall. Looks like Lomas goes right in there with the left part of his body. Again, we're looking at that at half speed. You watch this at full speed. Lomas, I mean, sprints off his line here, Coach.
Yeah, Joey came off his line hard on that one, as he had to get to that ball. You know, like I said, Timmy's trying to hold off that defender there, and you know, it's a great play. And again, he got sandwiched between 2 big players there. You know, let's see what number that was for West Deptford, but he was also a big body in there, and Timmy got caught in the middle of that. Yeah, he showed his toughness. So, I mean, Timmy's, you know, for his size and stature, probably one of the toughest players on the field, if not in the conference.
I see Coach Marley's out there escorting Timmy Hall off the field. Good to see Timmy Hall walking off on his own power. Junior is going to be back for another year, and he's a big part of that back line. I mean, you look at that back line with Jadis McFadden Fellow Jr. and Justin Burr. That's a real strong back line, Coach.
Yeah.
Look at the 1976 undefeated boys. 40 years.
Wow, look at that. That's funny. You look at that list and you see some names on there like Sheehan and Beelan, and you know, you look at some of the great soccer teams in Sterling's history, and that, you know, you also had that '86 team there that held the shutout record up until this year, and I think it was Gary Stiles in goal for that '86 Knights team, who Joey Lomas just broke that record, which I thought maybe was never going to get broken. And you know, you see a lot of similar names on that team as well. There was a Dan Beelan, a Beelan brother, and there's a Matt Sheehan. So, soccer tradition here.
Of course, you have Kaylee Sheehan on the field as a big part of your back line. Braden Sheehan, who scored a huge goal in the quarterfinal round.
Yeah, Sheehans were part of the, you know, that traditional back in those days when nobody was afraid to have 7 or 11 kids. A lot of big families back in that day and age.
45 years since they even got to a championship game. So still some work to do here. Just about 16 minutes remaining to try and find the equalizer. They're going to get West Deptford's best defensive effort, but Sterling, see if they can match the offensive effort. Maroney. Off of Moreland. Moreland pushed off the ball by Straczynski. All the way back to McFadden, who'll kick it back to Lomas.
Yeah, it's nice having Joey Lomas back there. Again, another quality he brings as a keeper, his ability to play with his feet. I mean, he's smooth. He's a great field player, and you know, you don't always get that from the keeper position. It's adding that extra defender at times. You know, you look at West Deptford here right now, and I mean, you count. There's 7, 8 guys back, and they're making sure that they get a lot of guys behind the ball in that defensive third. So, you know, Sterling's going to have to be patient and not, you know, force. The opportunities will come, but be patient and work the ball through that group of kids. You might see Sterling even eventually here start to push their backs into the attack a little bit and, see if they can generate some offense from their backs. It's a great flick.
Off the head of Garcia, headed away. It's still available for West Deptford. Off the head of Dom Tate. Berkeley. Devin Byrne, who's had a strong game off the bench here for Sterling, dispossessed here. And West Deptford clears it away by Wayman.
And that's what Sterling needs, is those 50-50 balls up in the box. And of course, you saw the last one just kept bouncing around, and you never know what happens with those ones.
Hey, agreed. I think that, and again, you're not, with the numbers back at West Deptford, I don't think you're going to see much of a through opportunity or an ability to maybe dribble through the defense. So they're going to have to play some balls into that box and get some numbers in there.
Kevin almost gives it to Devin Byrne. That could have been a very dangerous shot for Sterling.
Coach, when you find yourself trailing by 1 goal, at what point do you tell your team, hey, it's time to start moving our defenders up, some of our midfielders more of attacking midfielders?
I think, I think with us, and Sterling, and the boys' side being two teams that have some offensive threats, you can be a little bit more patient. Again, you're weighing falling down 2-0 on a counter as opposed to, just being patient and staying with what you're doing. You got 14 minutes left, just under 14 minutes left in this game here. I think once you get under 10 minutes, maybe even the 8-minute mark, you really have to start talking about pushing some numbers up. And like I said, I think we have some outside backs that can attack the play and maybe get some services in so we can push some of our higher numbers up into challenge the keeper.
Off the header right, flicked backwards by Moreland. Shot by Garcia. Varela keeps it in front of him. And then pulls it up. Might be a situation there where Varela trying to kill a little bit more clock.
Yeah, I think so.
Good punt by Varela. Varela coming into this game, 121 saves in 22 games played. Some really impressive goalkeeping numbers from him.
Yeah, you probably got two of the better keepers in the Colonial Liberty, if not in South Jersey. Both of these guys are excellent goalkeepers.
Maroney finds a loose ball, trying to look for Moreland, tried to force it in, but the West Deptford defense surrounding Moreland right now.
Again, you see the Knights, last few times down are trying to generate a lot through the middle. It might be better to try to space this game out a little bit and see if we can attack the outside. West Deptford has a lot of numbers, and a lot of these balls in the middle are, 2v3, 2v4, so maybe you can get to those outside wings and attack a little bit more 1v1 and break down the outside backs of West Deptford here.
Camardo going to check in for Sterling. Nate Bassett and Aiden Franz are going to check in for West Deptford in the 29th minute.
And Camardo can always see him swinging in and across for Sterling, of course. He's done that a lot this season.
Yeah, Camardo's been a great player up there. He's fun to watch. Really, I think, an underestimated player for that Sterling offense.
Jake Camardo, 7 goals, 3 assists on the season for 17 points.
There's some great pressure there by Sterling, seeing if we can get something turned over on that back line.
Devin Byrne. Byrne looking in the middle, no whistle. And now they get it.
That's a great call. It's a great call by the referee.
Waiting for possession.
Yeah, waiting to see if possession was established, which it wasn't. And, it was an excellent call.
It's a great ball by Devin Byrne. And when you have 13 goals and 13 assists on the season, you're going to be a marked man out there, and you're going to get a majority of the physical play.
Yeah, and these teams know each other so well. So, there's, nobody's going to slip by the scouting report here. Let's see if Sterling can get a ball in and, again, challenge a ball here in between the back line and Varela. That's a great ball.
Bird chips it in.
Plays it across.
Just off the foot, and it will be a corner kick. 4th of the afternoon for Sterling. Yeah, they're going to stop the clock. They're going to say offside.
Oh, wow.
First.
Huh.
Let's see if we can find the offside here. It might have been.
Let's take a look at this. I think maybe the offsides was called on the head ball that was flicked back in by Justin Maroney. If we look here.
Is it Maroney that's offside, or is it?
I mean, yeah, that's
Camardo maybe?
That's a tough one. You could look at Camardo on the back post, and that ball was flicked towards that back post, and I think that's when that flag was raised. I thought Justin Maroney had a good run on the attempt, so I think we had caught Jake Camardo offsides on that back post.
Yeah, 3 official system here, so 2 line judges, 1 on either side, and a midfield official. In a semifinal game, usually you only have 2 officials in a game.
Yeah, I think that's something the association does great. Is you get into those semifinals and finals, you get a more traditional 3-man crew, and again, you have 3 officials out here today. They're very experienced, and all 3 guys I've seen in my games this year are excellent officials.
Timmy Hall going to enter the game at the next opportunity, as well as Gavin Zuzalak and Michael Montecarlo for the Eagles. We
got about 10 minutes left.
Take one more look at this team picture here. See some familiar faces in here.
Yeah, McGrory.
Sheehan's and Gagliardi in there. And
I think that's Shane McGrory's dad, maybe Bob, that played for that team. Shane was a good player here at Sterling, and like you said, Kevin Sheehan, you know, some big names there. Joe Beelan.
45 years to get back to a championship game.
Yeah, well, I was, I think when they played that game in November there, I was just celebrating my 4th birthday, I believe. So
I was merely an infant. I was what they call a newborn.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in November of '72, so I mean that was. You
might almost a ball runner. Byrne to take the corner kick from the near side.
Great chance for the Knights here.
They go far side. McFadden there, trying to create some space. McFadden turns the corner, has it deflected away by Zuzalak, who's had a great game for the Eagles.
Yeah, Zuzalak's been a stout defender back there, really trying to erase any chances Sterling's gotten. He's played strong today.
Unofficially 8.5 remaining here in this second half. West Deptford leading 1-0 on the goal by Jake Hartman, his 2nd of the season. 15 minutes into the second half.
Like I said, you don't see West Deptford committing a lot of numbers up right now. You know, they're playing a lot behind the ball, so I think what we want to see from Sterling is we want to start to see them pushing some numbers up. There's a great ball by Berkeley in the Hall.
Timmy Hall has moved up. Hall goes down, no whistle. As Varela comes out.
I'll tell you, that's
one more look at it. That's a nice through ball.
That's an excellent through ball by Mike Berkeley, and you know, defensively there, Dom Tate just did a great job of holding the space and just rubbed Timmy out of the play.
And you can see Timmy Hall. We saw this in the Cinnamon game, John, where they moved Timmy Hall up forward with Mike Berkeley to try to create some speed and some space.
That's a play right there, you know, where you're looking for a foul on that, but if the defender's coming in from an angle or behind him, Timmy beats him to that space, and yeah, you get that foul. But in that case, you know, Tate established his ground in the run and was first to the ball.
And you're going to see a lot of just lob balls up to the middle of the box soon. I would just trying to get something.
Yeah, agreed. Sterling's got to get some plays in there. You know, I think too, you know, you get in situations like this where teams are playing a lot of numbers back and bringing a lot of pressure to the ball. I think it's going to be important for Sterling. It's a great chance to look for some misdirection balls, maybe some longer balls to the back post to see if they can catch West Deptford away from the pressure a little bit. Here's a great opportunity.
Turnaround shot just goes over the bar and out of play as Devin Byrne checks out of the game. What a great job off the bench from Devin Byrne today. Done a really, really exceptional job for Sterling here today.
Come on, boys.
Winner will face either Delran or Cinnamon. Whistle and a foul. Last check, it was 1-0 Delran at the half.
Yeah, it really shows you in the final 4 teams in this group, I mean, how close. It's a great ball.
Good ball. Inside the 18, Berkeley wants a call. He's not going to get it. And there's a whistle before
Let's
that.
take another look at this one. This one looked like to be a little bit more of an opportunity. Let's see. Berkeley gets a run in there. Yeah,
they're calling him off.
That's a tough call as an official.
That's a close one. I mean, that's one where we just talked about, where I think when you're the defender and you get the first step on that play, you're not going to see that call. But I think Mike Berkeley here gets a great first step. He's in, and this defender comes in from a back position. That's close. That's close. I mean, again, another close opportunity for Sterling, just off the toe of Berkeley.
They're knocking on the door. All they have to do is enter.
Yeah, I think this is something you've seen from this team, and take it back to the St. Augustine game. I mean, Sterling has a knack for, they're going to play all 80 minutes, and they've shown that they can score the late goal and come up with the big play in the end of the game.
Late game heroics they're going to need here in the final 5. Offside call. West Deptford fans to our left like it. Not as much to our right.
Mike Berkeley, I think, was coming off from an offside position and came back for the ball and just...
Varela in no rush.
Yeah, let's see what Mike Berkeley, Kevin Martin, and Timmy Hall can produce up here. We've got 3 quality players up top there that have all shown an ability to score goals in big moments.
Camardo around 1.
There's a great ball.
Good ball for Timmy Hall. He can track it down. He's got the speed for it. Now all he has to do is turn the corner. Hall turns the corner. Can he get there in time? He cannot.
Again,
goal kick.
I think an excellent approach by the Knights there to attack outside and to put that 1v1 matchup up there. You know, I like Timmy Hall in a 1v1 matchup up on that outside back there. Dom Tate, and again, if we can attack from that outside and maybe create something to that middle, we might level this up. I'll tell you what's not your fan. It's not your fan right now is the clock. I mean, in our game the other day, holding a 1-goal lead, that clock couldn't go fast enough. But sometimes when you're down a goal, that clock moves extra fast.
You can hear the fans, easily the biggest crowd we've seen, starting to get a little bit more vocal as time ticks away. Just about 3 minutes remaining. 1-0 West Deptford on the goal by Jake Hartman.
Timmy Hall again, turning the corner here.
Hall dispossessed and cleared away. And we're going to stop the clock, I believe. And a yellow card has been issued to Mike Berkeley.
All right, that's unlucky there. You know, Timmy Hall almost did a great job getting by here. Great flick. Again, it's a matchup right there I like. The defender does a good job getting in there. Got to give Dom Tate credit on that. He did a good job, bodied Timmy off, and Berkeley just making a tough challenge on the ball. Unfortunate. Good 50-50 challenge there.
Yellow card comes in the 38th minute of this second half. It's going to be a very aggressive final 3 minutes here. Dom Tate to throw it in for West Deptford right in front of his own bench.
Let's see if Timmy seems to be favoring that shoulder there, and I know he went down with a tough injury earlier. Let's see if he can hang tough here for us. We could use him. He just created 2 great opportunities for the Knights, and I could see them going back his way again.
If anything, use his legs to create.
This is where you got to be careful.
Here's Schultes. Just containing.
That's a great play. Great play.
Finds Matt Martin. Matt Martin tries to send it up, looking for Garcia.
Good play by Justin Burr there. And counter into the West Deptford's top player, and that could have been dangerous and maybe making this a 2-0 game. Justin Burr came up big there for us.
They're going to stop the clock again.
West Deptford probably taking too much time on the throw-in.
So we have no idea. Unofficially on the clock, we have about 90 seconds remaining. But they have stopped the clock several times for yellow cards and other stoppages, injury timeouts and whatnot. So what you see on the screen is not official time. Hartman, the goal scorer right now.
That's good play by the Sterling defense not to foul in that deep and then win that ball back.
Camardo up ahead, gives it away. Humes. West Deptford keeping it in the Sterling end. Wayman, shot from distance, goes over the bar and out of play. Just about a minute remaining here in this South Jersey Group 2 semifinal. Winner either plays Delran or Cinnaminson on Thursday for the championship.
Let's see if Sterling can put together a late chance here.
That's something when they lose possession onto the ball and that ball's going to go out. Sterling's got to just quickly throw it in.
Yeah. You see Joey Lomas first over there. He's going to get this ball up and in for us.
Smart play by Joey Lomas.
Yeah.
And that is it. West Deptford has pulled the upset. They defeat Sterling 1-0 on the goal from Jake Hartman.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for the Knights. I mean, that's the sticker in this game. You know, you get to this point in the year and you have 4 excellent teams remaining, and you know, where you see in other sports a best of 3, best of 5 series, you know, the heartbreaker in soccer is it's always best of 1, and you know, sometimes you look at this game and it's a matter of bounces. You look at a couple chances earlier by Josh Moreland, could have had the Knights up 2-0 in this game, and you know, unfortunate bounce ends up on the foot of the West Deptford player to give them a 1-0 lead. And you know, again, I think you look at when you tail of chances, Sterling won this game. Plenty of chances. Just I think when you look at the breaks, and West Deptford got the break, and that happens in the game of soccer sometimes. That's what makes it tough.
And this is tough to see. You take a look at the game-winning goal here. Came off the yellow card from Kevin Stubbs on the reset piece here, and it just pinballed its way right to Jake Hartman. See it right there, John?
Yeah, it's just unlucky. It's always those restarts that you never want the ball to bounce around, and you never know what can happen. And
yeah,
this time it just happens to be a goal.
And one more look at it here. Goes off the foot of Jake Camardo twice. Once there, and then once in the middle, right there around the 6. And it just happens to fall right on the foot. Right place, right time for Jake Hartman.
Right place, right time. Unfortunate bounce. You know, 2 great teams here, guys. You know, it's for the Sterling squad. I mean, this was a historical season for them. I mean, it's tough to go down this way, and you would have liked another crack at either Cinnaminson or Delran, but I mean, not to, you know, not to let this be a reflection of how great of a season this team put together, and you know, the future of the program is excellent, and you know, the tough thing about the Colonial Liberty is, when it comes to Group 2 battles, you generally have to see each other a third time, and that's difficult in any circumstance. Whether it was West Deptford out here, whether it was Haddonfield out here, there's so many rivalries in that Liberty division, and you know, you look on the girls' side, on the other side, if we're fortunate enough to get by a tough Cinnaminson squad tomorrow, you know, you have a West Deptford and Haddonfield team sitting in that other side as a 2-3. So it's you know, it's never easy in Group 2.
West Deptford improves to 17-4-2 overall on the season. Sterling drops to 18-3-1. And Coach, you mentioned a really impressive season by the boys. Doesn't end the way that they wanted to, but Coach, you got a chance to keep the streak going. Keep your team going tomorrow as they get ready. Girls get ready for tough Cinnaminson team. Good luck tomorrow, Coach. Thanks for joining us here on the broadcast.
Thanks for having me. I hope we can show up to play. It's a very, very tough challenge tomorrow.
All right, Coach, get over to practice.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
For John Hallwood, Tad Kozaneski, the entire 10 and 9 team, as well as Coach Jimmy Kay. Good luck to he and the girls tomorrow as they take on Cinnaminson. We'll have that for you live at 2 o'clock in the South Jersey Group 2 semifinal. I'm Rob Strauss. We'll see you tomorrow at 2. Sterling falls 1-0 to West Deptford in the South Jersey Group